We'll just have to hope that that's what happens. Okay, so we're going to start lying down, just any comfortable position. You probably don't need a block today, but if you've got a strap and you want to use it, you could probably use it towards the end if you've got that. So just when you're ready, just come down. Any comfortable lying position is going to be suitable for today. So just whatever feels best to you. So just take a moment just to get yourself comfortable. And we'll begin the practice just by inhaling through your nose. So just take a big breath in, so just filling up as much as you can. And then exhale through your mouth. And then see if you can release all of the air out. We'll do that once more, so just a deep breath in, so just filling up. And exhale through your mouth. When you come to that end of that exhale, we're just going to gently close the lips and just begin to breathe in and out through your nose. So using the breath just to help you to arrive on your mat, to help the body to relax a little bit. And just drawing your attention towards your breath. So today's practice is a practice in inner lightness and ease. We're really just trying to, through our asana practice, to feel kind of a lightness in our bodies. So using the ground to push up out of rather than sinking into. Really trying to lighten our breath and lighten the thoughts in your mind as well. So just a whole kind of feeling of lightness and spaciousness and ease within your body. So we're going to begin to move. So when you're ready, you can just bend your knees first of all. And then we'll just draw the knees just in towards your chest. Now as you do that, we're going to hold the right knee in. And you're just going to stretch your left leg just along the mat. So you can press it down towards the mat. Take both of your hands onto your right knee. When you're ready, we're going to inhale and just move over towards the left a little bit more. And then bring your knee back into the center. And as you exhale, we'll move it further over to the right. So we're just kind of see how the hip feels and just moving your leg very slowly from side to side. And just see how far it kind of moves. And keep the rest of your body pretty still. So pressing down with your left leg and keeping the hips pretty still. And we'll do that once more. And then we're going to make our way in towards the middle. So as you come in, we're going to use your left hand just on top of your right knee and draw your right knee over to the left. So you probably roll over to the outside of your left foot, that's fine. You stretch your right arm away, and if you want to turn your head towards the right, do that as well. You can use your left hand here, just very gently pressing down on that right knee, but again, just don't take it too far. When you're ready, we'll make our way back in towards the middle. So just join your knees back in towards your chest again. So changing sides, we'll keep the left knee in and stretch your right leg away. So both hands on top of your left knee. As you inhale, just move over towards the right a little. And then as you exhale, over to the left. And you might feel a difference in this leg. So maybe this one, this hip feels a little bit looser, or maybe it feels a little bit tighter. But just noticing that, so without any judgment. Move back towards the center. So using your right hand this time, so just on top of that left leg, start to move the leg all the way over towards the right side. You stretch your left arm away and look along it. When you're ready, slowly back towards the middle. So as you come in, draw both of your knees back into your chest. We're going to keep the right knee in again, but we'll extend the left leg, but we're going to keep it lifted up off the ground. If you want a little bit more, so we're working core here, we'll lift the upper body up off the ground. So just drawing it up and in. So take an inhale, and then as you exhale, we're going to change legs. So drawing that left knee and right leg extends away. Hold here on the inhale. And on the exhale, change legs again. Again, if you find it too much, you can always lower your upper body down. But try and work really slowly. And as you push the leg away, try and really draw the other knee in. So you're really pulling it in towards your chest. So we're just moving on the exhale. And we'll hold still on the inhale. I'm going to take 2 more of these. Again, just take your time. And last one. When you're ready, draw both of your knees back in. Lower your upper body to the ground. You can move your hands towards the back of your thighs now. So if you'd like to come up, you can roll back and forwards, or you can roll over onto your side and then just press yourself up. So however you feel you want to come up. I'm going to move to Dandasana, or our hero pose. So if you could use a block for this one if you want to. And if it's not suitable for your knees, then sit with your legs out front. But if you can, we're going to sit with your hips just back onto your heels. So again, you can widen your legs or have them narrow. We're going to stretch the chest. So we're going to reach the arms out and then move them behind your back. So as you do that, we're just going to interlink your fingers here and then start to draw your chest back a little bit. And if you want to, you can lift your hands a little bit away from your back, but just see how that is. Start to feel the chest opening a little bit and the shoulder blades squeezing together at the back. And we're going to come into what's called rabbit pose here. So again, just take it just to where you can, but we're going to start to move over. So we take our head, and if you can, it's really the crown of your head you want down. If you feel you just want to put a little bit of your head down, do that, or come up onto the crown of your head. And we keep kind of moving the arms over. So this one is designed to kind of release tension in your mind and your head. So if you can think about or imagine that all the kind of nonsense in your head kind of comes out here. So feeling a little bit lighter. Now we'll come back up again. So draw your belly in, start to lift back up once more. When you come up, we'll just release the hands behind you. Now from there, if you can, we're going to come up onto the toes. So again, just see how it feels. But if you tuck your toes under at the back, so all 10 toes if you can, keeping your knees together, and then we just sit up a little bit higher. So again, if you feel that it's too much with your weight back here, you can move forwards, and you can always put your hands on the ground as well. We're really just trying to stretch out the toes a little bit. Again, we'll not stay here for terribly long, but just taking a breath or two. Take one more inhale. When you're ready, we'll slowly come forward. So just move onto your hands and onto your knees. And if you want to, you can always tap your feet out behind you. So release that a little. So spreading your hands under your shoulders, we'll come in for a few cat cows here. So as you inhale, just drop your belly and go forwards through your chest. On the exhale, we'll draw the belly in and round through the upper back and shoulders. So tucking your tailbone under. So let's just move through that. So on the inhale, move into that cow pose. And then on the exhale, just rounding your back into cat. And as you do it, try and feel light in your hands. So we're not kind of pressing down and sinking into the ground, but think more about a lightness and have a flowing movement as you're moving through it as well. When you're ready, move back towards the middle. So again, still with the belly pulled in. Take it in here. We're going to extend the right leg behind you. So if you just stretch it out behind you. So as you do that, flex your foot a little bit. Try and keep your heel kind of level with your hips. So the belly pulls in. A little bit later, we'll do warrior three as our balance. So this position of your hips and your legs is kind of what you want to feel in that warrior three. And then if you can and you want to, we're going to stretch through your left arm. So just stretching it out to the side. Sorry, to the front first. If you do want to stretch out to the side, then move it out so it kind of levels up with your shoulders. So we stretch out to that, over towards that left side. And then if you want to, you can bend into your right leg and then reach back with your left hand. So again, if you want to, just reach back to that. If you can take hold of your foot into your hand, then just very gently press the foot into the hand, but without forcing it or making it feel too kind of tight. Let's take one more inhale. Now from there, release your foot, so gently extend through your right leg again. Place your left hand down and then lower your foot towards the ground. So we're going to come in for a side plank, basically. You can always keep your leg lifted if you want to move into that side plank. And you can always turn out a little bit with your left foot so it kind of stabilizes you more. And I'm going to lift up through your left, or your right arm even. So stretching your right arm up. So again, that foot can be down on the ground. It can be lifted. It's really entirely up to you. But again, start to feel this lightness. So we're not heavy on our left arm or our left wrist, but we're pushing up and out of it and we're using the side body. If you can, stretch your right arm just past your ear, the lengthening through the side of your body. Let's take one more inhale. And slowly releasing that right hand down, right toes lower down, but we're going to tuck them under here. And then you're going to press back to downward facing dog. So again, as you come into down dog, you might want to pedal your feet out. So you could bend through one knee and then maybe through the other knee. But again, just keep it gentle. Maybe keep both of your knees bent and stretch through the upper back. Start to feel that lightness in your hands again. So in this posture, we're trying to push up and out of your shoulders, push up and out of your hands so we're not too heavy. We're trying to direct the weight all the way up through your spine to your hips and then down through the legs, really. Let's take one more inhale. We'll lift the heels up. We're just going to lower your knees just down towards the mat. Slowly lower down. So as you come down, still with your hands under your shoulders, we're going to push your hips out towards the right side. And as you do that, turn your head. So you are actually trying to stretch the left side of your body. So you feel it there as you move down. As you inhale, come into the middle. And then we'll do that the other way. So push your hips to the left. Start to rotate round. You're turning so that you can possibly see that left hip. Inhale slowly back towards the middle. So we'll do that on the other side. So pushing your hips out towards the right, start to rotate. Inhale towards the center. And one more time. So again, just gently moving and breathing. Come back in towards the center. Again, with the belly pulled in, take an inhale and start to stretch your left leg behind you. So again, the toes are going to point down towards the ground. The belly pulls in a little bit. The hips are pretty level. If you can manage, we're going to stretch away again. So through your right hand this time. So just stretch it out. And then if you want to move that out to the side, so just stretching kind of level with your hand and your shoulder. And then if you want to, bending slowly into your left leg, reach back with your right hand. Maybe press your foot into your hand. Without forcing it, maybe you just reach back, or maybe you don't even bother with that. So again, very gently, we're going to release the foot, so stretch it out behind you again, and then bringing your right hand towards the ground. So from there, we'll come into that side plank. So if you want to lower your left foot down first, then definitely do that. Keep it lifted if you like. Maybe push your right toes further out towards the right. And then start to lift up through your left hand. Again, just check out how it all feels. Try and keep that sense of lightness through the side of your body. So drawing it in, lifting up through your rib cage. And then maybe stretching your left arm past your ear. Again, just check out how it feels. Keep your breathing constant and steady. One more inhale. Then slowly releasing the left hand down. Stretch your left foot behind you. Toes to the mat again. And then press back, downward facing dog one more time. And if you still want to make some movement here and do that, you want to just hold in stillness. Still start to sense that lightness through your hands. We'll take one more inhale here. We're going to lift your heels up. We're going to walk or step up towards the top of your mat. So just take your time as you move forwards. And when you get there, separate your feet at distance and fold in towards your legs. Again, you can take your hands onto your legs if that feels better for you. As you inhale here, we're going to lengthen your spine. So start to move up. So straighten the spine forward, stretch through the crown of your head. And on the exhale, we're just going to fold back in. So maybe bending into your knees again. As you inhale, we're going to reach up. So we're going to rise all the way up towards the top. So keep reaching with your hands. And then when you're ready, draw your palms together just in front of your heart. So maybe closing the eyes just for a moment. Start to be aware of your feet on the ground and start to get that sense of lightness through your feet. So spreading your toes. Start to feel you're lifting up and out of the ground. Feel a lightness through your limbs, your torso, to your head. Okay, we'll release the hands, keeping your feet a little bit apart or together, whatever suits you. We'll take an inhale. We're going to reach up with both arms. So we'll just stretch them all the way up. When you get there, we're going to keep the hands here and we're going to release down through your left arm. And then when you're ready, we're going to reach over towards the left side with your right arm. So just taking that side stretch. So both feet light, both feet pressing down a little. As you inhale again, we'll reach all the way back up towards the top. And on the exhale, we'll bring the hands all the way down towards your chest again. Okay, release your arms by your sides. We'll do that again. So inhale, big stretch up, reaching up through the sides of your waist. On the exhale, we'll release your right hand down and we'll start to reach over towards the right side. So just taking that side stretch the other way. As you inhale, come all the way back up towards the top. And on the exhale, bring the palms together just in front of your heart. And we're going to come into Utkatasana, our chair pose. So if you do want to separate your feet a little bit, then do that. So when you're ready on your inhale this time, we'll reach the arms up. We're going to bend the knees and we're going to come into that chair pose. So maybe reaching the arms forward, maybe looking up towards your thumbs. Now take another inhale. As you exhale here, we're going to fold forward. So just taking your time, moving down towards your legs again. On the inhale, we'll lengthen. So start to stretch forwards through your spine. And on the exhale, we'll fold all the way back in again. As you inhale, bend your knees, so coming back into that chair. And on the exhale, we'll press all the way up to stand. So we'll do that again. So inhale, bending into your knees, reaching forwards through your arms. Exhale, folding forward. So start to move with your own breath here. Inhale, start to lengthen, so moving forwards through your spine. Exhale to fold all the way back in. Inhale, bend the knees, reach the arms, lift the chest. Exhale, press to stand. Okay, we'll do that one more time. So again, start to bend your knees and reach your arms up. Start to fold towards your legs. Lengthen forwards on the inhale. Folding in on the exhale. As you inhale, bend your knees. So we're going to stay in this chair pose this time. We'll bring the hands towards the center because we're going to come in for a little twist. So again, we're going to move around. So if you want to move towards the right knee, so you can either use your elbow and align it towards that knee, or you could just take your hand down. So left hand down, right hand either just onto your hip or behind your back and rotate round, or you could reach up with your right hand. But again, just see how it feels. Elbows are fine. Try and keep your knees pretty level and the hips kind of sinking down a little bit and the chest lifted and open. Now we'll take one more inhale. We're going to come back to the center. So you can bring your hands towards the center. And then on your next inhale, we're going to reach up with both arms again. On the exhale, we'll just fold towards your legs, so taking your time. On the inhale, lengthen, so stretching forwards through your spine. And on the exhale, folding back in. Now inhale, bend your knees, come back into chair. I'm just going to do that on the other side. So we'll draw the palms towards the center. Maybe rotating round, so right knee to the outside of your left, sorry, right elbow to the outside of your left knee, or taking your right hand onto that leg. Reach up or reach back. Just a little twist. Good. And again, try and keep your knees pretty level. Hips sinking down. Let's take one more inhale. So move back towards the center when you're ready. And then reach back up with your arms. Fold forwards on the exhale, so diving down towards your legs. Lengthen on the inhale. Start to bend your knees, reach your arms, come back into that chair. And when you're ready, we'll push and rise to stand. You can bring your hands just towards the center. Good. Okay, we'll come in. We're going to try warrior 3. So again, you can move to a wall if you want. So you can always use your hands just on a wall. We'll just have the feet hip distance and we're just going to step back with one leg. If you don't want to use the wall, you can just stand wherever you are, but keep your feet about hip distance apart. So we're going to bend both knees, but we are going to stand onto your right leg. So you can have your hands either on your hips or towards the center of your chest. So with your left foot, you might just step it behind you a little bit just to begin. And you can take it a little bit further if you want to. And then bending into that right leg, we're going to lift the left leg up behind us. So just take it a little bit and just see how it feels. If you want to move deeper into it, then maybe lowering your chest a little bit. If you want to work on straightening your front leg, then start to do that. And if you want to work on straightening your back leg, then do that. But the hips should be as level as you can. So think about when we were in that posture before, when we had our leg lifted, and we want that kind of flexion in your foot and that levelness in your hips as you're moving. Good. And then try and either keeping the hands towards your chest, finding that steady gaze, an even breath. Maybe you reach your hands behind you, so you can always take them back, and they're like wings. But again, if it suits you to keep them in, then stay towards the center. And we'll take one more inhale. We'll bring the hands back towards the center. We're going to lower your back leg towards your front leg, so just lowering it down towards the ground. When you get there, bend both knees and then just fold towards your legs again, taking your time. Knees nice and soft, hands wherever they need to be. Then we're going to move up, so kind of like a rag doll here. So draw your belly in, keep the hands hanging, and then slowly start to roll up. So as if you're kind of stacking everything up, back up again. So think about your spine kind of re-stacking as it comes up, and then drawing your shoulders back, hands just turning forward. Eyes closed maybe for a moment, and just notice how your body feels. So sensations that you might be aware of. Notice your breath and any thoughts that come into your mind. Just observe them without engaging in them too much. Okay, we're going to try the same thing on the other side. So again, separate your feet. Start to feel that lightness through your feet. And then bending into your knees. So belly pull down, hands towards the center of your chest or on your hips. So we'll stand onto your left leg this time. So the right leg is going to move behind you. So again, take your time moving that right leg. Take it to wherever it needs to be. So you might step it back a little bit or a lot. And then maybe start to lift up. And you work where you work. So it doesn't matter how far you get. Toes pointing down, maybe hips nice and level. Maybe you can move further forward with the chest. Maybe you can extend your back leg or straighten out through your front leg. Hands towards the center or reaching back. I think more about the gaze that you have. So that expansive, steady gaze. An even breath. And a focused mind. Okay, when you're ready, we'll bring the hands back towards the center. So again, we're going to lower the back leg towards the front leg. Make sure they're kind of hip distance. And then just fold towards your legs again. And take your time. These forward folds are really, again, to try and get that lightness in our mind. When the head is forward like this, it's really a fish. So just trying to get rid of any of the nonsense that's in it, all the clutter. So I'm going to start to move back up again. So again, let the hands be heavy, bend your knees, draw your belly and roll and rise all the way back up. So re-stacking everything as you roll back up towards the top. When you come up, we'll release the shoulders down, palms facing forward, eyes gently closed. Okay, when you're ready, we'll open the eyes, releasing everything. We're going to come in and do a few standing postures now. So again, just take your time with them. We'll start up towards the top of your mat. We are just going to come into chair pose and then move from there. So you're going to be stepping back basically to warrior two. But we'll have your feet so together or apart for Utkatasana. We'll start to bend your knees and you can reach your arms forward and up first. So maybe just looking up at your thumbs. When you're ready, we're going to bring the hands towards the center, so towards your chest. We're going to step back with your right leg to warrior two. So again, just reaching back with that right foot, just try and find warrior two legs. So as you come into warrior two again, make sure that your feet are in the right position for you. Start to feel that you can actually use the ground. So we're lifting up and out of the ground. And then start to think about the legs. So maybe drawing your front knee back, maybe squeezing through your glutes. And then lifting up through your chest. So stretching your arms out to the sides. Try and create some lightness in the upper body as well. Looking along your front hand. So we draw the shoulder blades together. We make more space for our breath. Feeling a lightness in the posture. We are going to keep the legs the same, but we're going to reverse this. So when you're ready, we'll turn the left hand up. Reach back with your right hand and just take your right hand just onto that thigh somewhere. Start to lift up through your arms, so stretching it up. Now, only if you want to, you could move back a little bit further here, but we keep the legs pretty much the same. And then we just bend a little bit further back into it. If that doesn't feel good, then just don't bother doing it. Just keep your arm reaching up, maybe looking up. But again, if it doesn't suit your neck, then change your gaze and have it somewhere else. Steadying your breath. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. Now slowly release, as if you're coming to warrior two, but we're going to come into triangle. So we'll straighten your front leg. You may need to hop your back foot in, so you can always step it in a step or two. So when you're ready, we'll push the right hip away and lengthen over the left leg. And then releasing your left hand down, maybe stretching up through your right arm. And again, you just move in to where it feels like the right place for you. Try to align your top arm with your bottom arm, so the shoulders kind of align as you're moving into it. And we're not trying desperately to get further down, but just to try and feel an openness in the body. So the side body should open a little bit. And remember, we've got that feeling of there being a wall behind us. We're pulling back on the shoulder and we're drawing back on that hip. And just breathing deeply. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. Start to slowly rise back up once more. So taking your time as you come up towards the top, re-bend your left leg. Now from there, spiral both of your hands, so float them all the way around towards the mat and turn onto the toes of your back leg. So when you get there, we're going to step back to plank. And as you step to plank, we are going to move into side plank here. So your knees can definitely go down to the ground. If you want to, you could just move your feet together and roll to the outer edge of your right foot. If you'd rather place your knee down, then place your right knee down, stretch your left leg behind you, and come up into that side plank. Again, it's really entirely up to you. Make sure your shoulder is directly over your wrist. And we're lifting up, so we're rising up. So there's a lightness to the posture. With your top hand, your left hand, if you want to reach it past your ear, or your right hand, past your ear, then you can. Again, just work with what feels best to you. Let's take one more inhale. We'll slowly release, so both hands back down towards the mat. So we're in plank, so the knees are up or the knees are down, again, up to you, but feel light in it. Take one more inhale. From there, we're going to slowly lower your knees down. We're just going to move back into child's pose. So you can widen your knees a little bit if you like. Press your hips back, release that. Maybe you lower your head, or you can either have your arms stretched out or your elbows bent. So whatever feels best to you. So breathing has a huge impact on how light or heavy we feel. So we take about 23,000 breaths a day, and when we're taking them, they influence the way our breath is actually influences our thoughts and our emotions. But conversely, our thoughts and emotions influence our breath as well. So trying to even do a few breaths where we're just mindful and conscious and deepen the breath a little bit can help us in how we actually feel in our bodies as well. And our mind. When you're ready, we'll slowly come back up. So take your time. We're just going to move up onto your hands and to your knees. As you come in there, we'll just start to very slowly circle the hips round. So just moving in one direction and then just changing, go the other way. So just loosening off a little bit. So we are going to make our way up towards the top of your mat. So you can either just step up or you could move back to down dog. So tucking the toes, lifting your hips up. And then when you're ready, we're going to move to the top. So you can lift your heels and step or walk up, or just move up to the top. When you get there, separate your feet. So again, distance and allow the upper body to fold in. As you inhale here, lengthen forwards through your spine, so start to stretch forwards. As you exhale, we'll fold all the way back in again. On the inhale, we'll reach up. And on the exhale, we'll draw the palms towards your heart. We're simply going to come in and do the other side. So when you're ready, on an inhale, we'll start to bend your knees. So coming back into that chair position. We're going to step back this time with your left leg. So bring the hands to the center. Left foot steps back to warrior two. So again, as you come into warrior two here, just make sure that your feet and your legs are in the warrior two that you prefer. So bending into your front knee, knee over ankle on the front leg. So we open up through the hips and we stretch the arms out. Again, we're trying to get this whole sense of lightness within the posture. So reaching through your fingertips, opening up through your chest, trying to keep the legs as light as you can and the upper body. Okay, we're going to take one more inhale here. When you're ready, we're going to turn the palm up. So your right hand is up. From there, we're going to reach back with your left hand. We're coming into reverse warrior. So as you move in, we're going to reach up with your right hand. Again, you might just take it a little bit and just looking up towards that hand. If you want a little bit more, keep reaching back. So without affecting that front leg, just stretch back a little bit more. Again, we're just trying to create space, a feeling of lightness in the center of your body. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. So we're going to move back to warrior two. So take your time as you move in. And then from there, we're coming into triangle again. So we're going to start to straighten your front leg. You might hop your back foot in, just see how it feels. Push away a little bit on your left hip and lengthen over your right leg. Again, you don't have to come down too far, but try and get a sense of spaciousness, of expansiveness. We want to feel as light as we can in the posture. Good. Just breathing deeply. Try and feel the body kind of opening up for you. And start to use your breath a little bit more. Without feeling that you have to get anywhere. We're just coming in, so it's more important the experience of it. Okay, well done. We'll take one more inhale. We'll rise back up. So draw your belly in. As you come back up, you re-bend your right leg. And then from there, we're going to spiral the hands down towards the mat again, turning onto the toes of your back leg. We're in a lunge. Step back to plank. So again, in this plank position, as soon as you come there, you can definitely lower your knees down towards the ground. So this time, if you want to come into that kneeling plank, left knee down. Otherwise, walk your feet together, roll to the outer edge of your left foot and reach your right arm up. Again, it's up to you. So left knee down if you'd like, right leg extending back. So it's right knee down and reach back. Good. And just breathing deeply. Good. If you want a little bit more, then we'll take that top hand. We're just going to stretch it past your ear. Again, this leg could be lifted or on the ground or both legs up. Start to feel lighter. Take one more inhale. Slowly releasing your top hand down. Again, tuck your toes under on that back leg. We'll step back to plank once more if you're not already there. And then from here, we are going to lower all the way to the ground. So you could lower your knees first if you like, or bend your elbows and just lower your chest all the way down. So once you get there, just pointing your toes behind you, bring your arms down. You can just drop your head for a moment. If you do want to make any movements, maybe bending your legs and just a little gentle sway from side to side. So even when you're lying here, start to feel a little bit of lightness in your breath, a little bit of lightness in your thoughts. We're going to come in, we're going to do a little, it's kind of a mixture of Shalabhasana and bow pose. So it's kind of a variation of it. We're going to stretch your right arm away. So your right arm is long and your right leg is long as well. And then if you can, we're going to bend your left leg in. Now, if you want to, you could just do that and just reach back. If you can, take hold of your left foot with your left hand. And then basically, we just lift everything up. So as you inhale, we lift up through your right arm and leg. We lift up and push your left foot into your left hand. We try and lift the thigh there as well. Everything lifts, chest lifts, head, arms, and legs lift. Breathing deeply. One more inhale. Now slowly and carefully release everything back down. Bring your arms around and lower your head towards your arms. So again, any little movements that you like to make through your hips, then do that. So we're going to move in, do the other side. So we'll stretch the left arm away. So the left arm stays long, left leg long. Bend your right leg in. And then if you can, either reaching back towards it or taking hold of your right foot with your right hand. When you're ready on an inhale, we're going to lift everything up again. So just breathing in, just lift through your arm, your leg, pushing into that. Hand into your foot, see if you can lift your thigh a little. One more inhale. Slowly release everything back down. So bending into the arms. Lower your head, maybe move your hips. Maybe bend your knees and move your hips. Whatever feels right. When you're ready, we're going to start to move up. So we'll bring the hands underneath your shoulders. Start to press yourself up, just maybe to all fours. When you come up, you can move your hips a little bit side to side. When you're ready, we're going to come into a sitting position. So you can walk your hands back towards your knees. And then just swing your legs out towards the front. As you come into sitting here, we're going to come into Dandasmus or staff pose. So if you sit as upright as you can have your knees bent, but try and activate your legs. You maybe want a little bit of flexion in your feet. So all of the muscles in the legs, the front and the back, should feel pretty switched on. And then we'll release the shoulders, try and lengthen your spine a little bit. So press your hands down towards the mat, and again, see if you can activate all of the muscles in the front and the back of your body. Lift your chin a little bit and imagine there's a string coming through the crown of your head. So every muscle is kind of switched on and active. And start to feel that lightness again. So even when we're sitting on the ground, we can start to feel as if we're kind of lifting up out of it. We're going to come in for a bit of a twist here. So we're going to keep your right leg straight, bend your left leg in, and then move your left foot over the top of your right. So if you would like to, you can come into the twist here. So we just use your right hand, drawing yourself to the left fingertips behind you. If you want a little bit more, bend your right leg in as well. So it just bends in and comes to the outside of your left hip. And then we do the same twist. So right arm, right hand, left fingertips to the back, and start to use the left fingertips to really create that lightness. So we lift up out of the left fingertips, and at the same time, we draw ourselves round towards the left. And just breathing deeply, and your drishti here can be eyes closed if you like. To move in with your breath. Start to feel the muscles relaxing a little bit. We take one more inhale here. When you're ready, we'll slowly make our way back towards the centre. Now from there, we'll just extend both legs out in front of you. And we're going to move into Dandasana. So you're going to keep the same leg straight. So your right leg straight, left leg bends in, this time to the inner part of your thighs. Again, you have to jam it up to the top, but just take it to where you can. If you want to use your strap here, then grab it. So as you bend into your left leg, if it's really high, just use a block to kind of support it. Otherwise, see if you can press it down a little bit. Start to rotate your body so that your spine more or less aligns with your right leg. And then if you're using your strap, just place that around the ball of your foot. You can lift up still in your inhale if you'd like. And then on the exhale, we're just going to move in. But we're not moving in a rounded way. See if you can keep your spine nice and straight as you do that. And maybe if you'd like to, on the inhale, you can lift your chest a little bit. And then on the exhale, you can start to move yourself in a little. Again, without forcing. See if you can get to just the right point. So without being either too much or too little. And even here, try and be light with whatever you're doing. So we're not kind of aggressively pulling ourselves in, but it's a fairly light kind of encouraging movement rather than too harsh. Keep it gentle. When you're ready, slowly release that. You've got the strap and just let it go. Bring your legs back out. This time, maybe move your legs a little bit. So you can just give them a little shake off if they feel a little bit tight. So we'll come back into Dandasana first of all. So just again, lengthen your spine. Feel that everything's kind of switched on and feel light. So we're going to keep your left leg straight this time. We'll bend your right leg and we'll come in for the twist first. So we're going to cross it over. And again, if this is enough, then simply use your left hand and move round to the right. If you want to bend in through your left leg as well, then do that. And then start to just very gently draw yourself around. And see if you can just keep it on the lighter side. And use your fingertips of the right hand to lengthen your spine. And use your breath to help you to move in. When you're ready, we'll slowly come back towards the middle again. Again, we'll straighten the legs and then we'll come in for Dandasana. So keeping your left leg straight, bend the right leg in, begin to any position that feels right. Start to keep that left leg straight and start to move round towards it. And if you want to use your strap, then just taking hold of it. It's on the ball of your foot. And if you want to reach up, and then fold forwards. Okay. Try and keep yourself kind of more aligned to the leg, so we're not kind of over more on one side than the other. Maybe lifting the chest up on the inhale and moving in on the exhale without attaching anything to it. So you're just seeing how it feels really. Once you've done that a couple of times, maybe just then finding a little bit of stillness. When you're ready, slowly come back up your time. Again, you can get rid of your strap now. Bring your legs out, give them a little shake. So we're going to make our way down onto your mat. If you do have a block here and you want to use it for your bridge, then definitely do. But if you're quite happy to come into a bridge on your own, then you can do that. So just making your way down, have your feet hip distance. And then start to just have your arms by your sides. We can press the hips up. And again, if you're using a block, just use the block, place it underneath your hips and then release your hips down. Otherwise, just gently press up, just to where it feels like the best position for you. If you do happen to get onto your shoulders, then you can always start to move your shoulder blades under and into like your fingers underneath your low back. And without feeling that you have to do that, just see how it takes you today. Start to breathe into your ribs, into the front and to the back of your body. So try and see if you can create a little bit of lightness there. We'll take one more inhale. When you're ready, slowly releasing your hands if you have them. Removing the block by lifting your hips and releasing it, or slowly then lower all the way back down to the ground. As you come down, you're just going to widen your feet a little bit so you can move them out to the side of your mat. And then see if you can just let your knees drop down. So just a little bit of release for the lower back. When you're ready, we'll release the knees and walk your feet back in again. So we're going to come in for a little twist here. So you can either drop both legs over to the left, or if you prefer, lift your right leg up first. Take that high cross of the legs so there's no gap. Spread your arms and then drop both legs to the left. Again, if it feels too much with the legs crossed, then just simply uncross them. Either look up towards the ceiling, close your eyes, or maybe turn your head towards the right. When you're ready, we'll come back into the middle. So you can just uncross your legs. We'll change sides, so either both legs over to the right or lifting up through your left leg first. That high cross of the legs, and then just gently move over towards the right side. Turning the head to the left if you like. When you're ready, slowly back towards the center. Just uncrossing your legs. You can draw the knees in now and just take a little bit of movement there. So side to side or forwards and back. And then we are going to make our way into Shavasana next. So if you do want to grab some socks or a jumper or something, then do that and get yourself comfortable. Just finding a comfortable position when you're ready. Start to relax a little bit. Being aware of your breath again, but without trying to change it at all. Start to feel a lightness moving in through your feet and your ankles. Allow that sense of lightness to move up through your calves and your shins, towards your kneecaps. Start to feel the lightness moving up towards the top of your thighs, so the front and the back. Your legs feel light. Allow that lightness to move up through your hips and into your belly. Start to feel the lightness spreading up towards your chest and through your spine as you inhale. Feel the lightness growing even more. Feel that lightness spreading up through your shoulders, down your arms, to your hands and your fingers. The whole of your upper body feels light. That lightness starts to spread up through your neck, into your head and your face. Releasing any tension that you feel in your mind. Your thoughts become lighter. Your whole body feels light, expansive, spacious, relaxed. When you're ready, we'll take a deep inhale, so just through your nose. And we'll just sigh it out your mouth. And do that again, so just deeply inhaling. And then let it go. Start to move a little bit, so just through your fingers and your toes. Maybe taking your arms and stretching them over your head. As you bring your arms back over, we'll start to bend your knees. Either keep your feet flat or draw your knees into your chest, but just a little bit of movement. If you'd like to roll over onto your side, you can do that. And then just when you're ready, we'll start to come up. Maybe keeping your eyes closed, we'll just find a comfortable seat. Bring the palms together, so just in front of your heart. Just leaving a little gap just to signify an openness. So thank you so much for coming along and practicing with me this morning. I hope you enjoyed our inner lightness and calm. Namaste. Well done. I'll just unmute you and you can, I'll stop the recording first and you can unmute yourself.